Well, judging by that countdown, that means the show has officially begun. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Michael, here from Technoid. I want to thank you all for taking this time to come out and check me out. I appreciate you all joining me tonight on tonight's live stream. Now, things have been a little bit inconsistent with me, guys. I've been having a little bit of a rough patch, and I want to apologize. With YouTube, inconsistent uploads and things. Things are a little bit rough for me, but I am still pushing through. I am not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. And I appreciate everybody for sticking it out. I appreciate all of you for being there. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching, continuing to support. Now, just a couple of reminders. Again, of course, I keep saying it every episode, and I'm going to keep saying it. We are a proud partner of Rogue Energy. I want to thank each and every one of you for purchasing Rogue. And if you want to get your own stuff, check out rogueenergy.com. Use the link in the description. You can save yourself 10% off by using my personal promo code Technoid. And every time you use that code, it helps the channel out. So make sure, guys, check it out. And you might find they did a refresh. So they have all new flavors, all new everything. So make sure you check it out. And lastly, for those of you that are watching, make sure to share this video out because we're going to try to build up a lot of people because tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. And I know a lot of you from the Steam Tech community, and I think I see Steam Tech in the live stream, so we will talk to him in a second. But I might be going solo tonight, which I have no problem with. I don't mind going solo. So real quick, let's do a quick shout out. Again, guys, share this out. Let's get some people in here. I want to hear what they have to say. TMobile Tech, I knew you were watching. I knew you were in the background somewhere. What is going on? It's good to see you. Yeah! That's your catchphrase nowadays. Keemon, it is great to see you as always, my man. Thank you for coming on. Now, we will build up as more and more people come on. So, without further ado, let's talk about tonight's episode. So, tonight's episode, as you saw by the title, we're going to discuss a couple of things. We're going to talk about T-Mobile, the direction that T-Mobile is heading. We're going to address the pink thong wearers, most notably the fan base. And I got no problem if you guys want to come at me. Hey, listen, I've been called a lot worse by a lot tougher. Now, that's not saying the tech world isn't harsh as it is, but if you think you're going to scare me, you better get the whole buffet, family buffet, because I'm ready for whatever you're going to throw at me. So bring it. I'm just playing. But, so T-Mobile is a rather interesting, if I say so myself, a very, very interesting situation right now. Because a lot of people, including myself, were once customers. I enjoyed my tenure with T-Mobile. I enjoyed T-Mobile for a lot of reasons in the past. But ever since they did the merger, and ever since then, things have only gotten worse. And I think that we are now in a new era for T-Mobile. Yes, T-Mobile did acquire Sprint. They did a lot of good. And, I appreciate that they are doing some good things. I won't talk ill will about T-Mobile for a lot. There are some good things that they are doing. But the main thing that we're going to talk about tonight is the Uncarrier. So a lot of people have been saying that T-Mobile is no longer the Uncarrier. Or at least a lot of people believe that that is just not the case anymore. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of examples tonight. And I'm going to show you why I believe that that is the case. I think that the Uncarrier name, the brand itself is gone. And I'm going to give you my evidence and we'll discuss it. So the first thing we should take a look at is the web page. So I'm going to pull up here tmobile.com. And right off the bat, if you guys can see, already we're starting off, there is no mention of the word Uncarrier on the website. Now, in the past, they used to have a bunch of promotions. They had a ton of different things going on. And a lot of people would talk about and say, they make a big deal about Uncarrier. Uncarrier meant that they were doing things that other things weren't done in this register. And to be fair, in the beginning, they did. They did a lot of things that revolutionized the industry. But we're talking 2016. We're talking about 2017. And it's bad. It is bad how far they've dived away. And what is up, John? It is great to see you, my man. I haven't heard from you in a while. It's always good to have you on. T-Mobile steering away from Uncarrier like Blake Griffin steering away from Duncan. You know what? You ain't wrong on that. Blake Griffin has only like 88 dunks since he came back from that injury. Only 88. So I ain't even going to disagree right there. That's a fact. But if you take a look at the webpage, like I said, the first indication that the Uncarrier is on its way out is there's no mention of it. There is no evidence to support that there is any marketing. There is nothing here showing that there is anything Uncarrier about this. So that's number one. If we take a look at the plans, however, if we go over to the plans page, you do see they're pushing Magenta Max. They do have certain things in there. But again, as you notice, there is no mention of the word Uncarrier. Now, if you do scroll down and you try to look as hard as you can, you're not going to see anything that says Uncarrier. And I think the reason why they're probably getting rid of Uncarrier is exactly what John said. You're probably because it's tied to John Ledger's legacy. That's true, and more to his tenure. But I think being able to divide the name, the branding of the word Uncarrier from T-Mobile is really kind of a shame, because they used to bank on it. It worked. It was a great marketing scheme, and it worked for a lot of people. And John Ledger is probably one of the best CEOs that has ever been in the cellular industry. So to have him, removed, and then remove him and his legacy is definitely worth noting, because if you keep looking, the only time you might be able to find the word Uncarrier is if you even look carefully in the FAQ page. And I seriously, come on now. They really are serious about this. Come on. They're proud to give away. They're proud to give away spatulas with T. I ain't want no burger that has a T imprinted on it. Hell no. But yeah, so that's evident number one. There is no mention of Uncarrier on their webpage. There is no mention of the word. There is no marketing, nothing. So that's number one. Number two, if we take a look at the plans themselves, if you guys remember, yeah, you like that one, didn't you, Sneed? But if you take a look at the plans, there are subtle tweaks that you guys probably haven't seen. But one of the things that T-Mobile made a big deal about was taxes and fees included. Now, at the time, before everything happened, hey, what's going on, Max Tech Studios? Good to have you on. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for stopping by. If we take a look at the web page, if we take a look here at the plans, I'm going to try to scroll. I don't know if I could zoom in, but I'm going to try, see if I can. Let me see if maybe this does it. No, that doesn't do anything. Okay, that doesn't work. But if you take a look closely, they do technically keep the taxes and fees included in the Magenta Max and the Magenta plan. But if you look carefully at Essentials, now if you look at it, it says plus taxes and fees. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the live chat pointed out, when was the last time T-Mobile decided to push taxes and fees? When did that happen? Well, for as long as I remember, it didn't happen until recently. And as far as I could tell, every plan that they had up until that point was taxes and fees included. So what I think T-Mobile is doing here, I don't know. Again, if you can't make it out, I apologize. I'm trying to zoom in here. Don't think I can. So again, I apologize if you can't see. And I think what's going on here is this is a segue. Because honestly, I don't see Netflix and all that stuff. We'll talk about it in a second. But I don't see taxes and fees included being a big thing in the future. I see them eliminating it. And by starting with the Essentials, it would segue into the other plans. I'm just curious. I always notice they start you with 3 lines. Like, come on. Nobody here is trying to do that. So let's go with 1 line. So $60 plus taxes and fees. And then, of course, $70, $85. So I think that it's a combination that they're getting towards a tax and fees no longer included. And I think that, this is probably in the direction that they're heading. And Mac Studio Tech, I am going to be honest with you, boy, and I don't mean that rudely. I just saying boy anyway. But my man, don't be putting quotes on here because my brain capacity is down to the IQ level of a squirrel. So we do not need that humbo numbumbo jumbo stuff. So don't do that. I'm just playing though. I appreciate your input. Yeah. So I think this is a segue. They're going to migrate. They're going to allow taxes and fees in future plans. So that's number two. Number three, and most importantly, is the way that they're marketing their services. Now, as you can see at the top here, we have wireless, business, prepaid, and TV. One of them got really big publicity. The other day, and it was the home internet. And I'm going to talk about the home internet here. So, for a while, they've been offering home internet. Again, Sneed likes that joke too. See, Sneed, I'm the only man that can make you laugh. And yes, Kimon, it's like the removal of the 3D touch on the iPhone. Apple started with the removal of it on the XR, and then, of course, yes, absolutely. That's exactly how it is. That would make me want to sign up for T-Mobile if I wasn't into wireless as I am now. Well, I mean, yeah, the tax and fees included would be a good thing. And considering you were using Sprint, it definitely pays. I think you have no problem if you were to, but I will discuss a little bit more, Max. So if you stick around a little bit, I'll show you some more of the stuff. But take a look at their home internet. Originally, the starting price was $50 a month. Now, my boy, Sneed Mobile Tech, the man over here, got his hands raised. He's been using the home internet, and from what it shows, depending on where you live, depending on their cell towers, it looks like it's actually pretty good. It's very good for rural America, people that don't have access to this. And I think that for me, this home internet is a very good solution. It seems for people that don't want to use dial-up, and they definitely don't want to use Starlink and all those. So by taking advantage of the cellular, that's fine. But one of the things that, I am a little bit puzzled about is the price increase. Now, I would understand if they were increasing because they're increasing speed, if they're giving you more speed. But Sneed Mobile Tech, I need you to comment. Did they increase the speeds, or what does this price hike mean for you? There is an Explorer. We can take a look at the details. So, for me, I'm a little bit suspicious why they raised the price, but I'm not going to blame T-Mobile for this one because, again, this is more for rural America people. And when I talk rural America, I'm going to pull up a map here. So, let me get a map here of the United States. I'm going to get a map here. I see we have somebody backstage, so we'll be pulling them up in a second. But if we're going to talk about rural America for just a second, and I'm going to pull up the United States map here. Let me see. What's a good image? Honestly, I feel like a geography teacher. I'm not you, Steed. I'm not no geography. And we could see here, I'm going to pull up the map. We're talking areas up north, where Starlink was in beta. We're talking about areas that don't have good network capacity. And with that said, we're going to bring in Zero Cool. We are going to bring in my man, the myth, the knowledge himself, Zero Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is up? Good to see you.
What up, man?
Hey, we're matching tonight. Hey.
Yeah. Yes.
So you are actually a perfect person I actually wanted to talk to. I'm glad you joined in. So the $60 a month internet, I was just discussing where this affects. Now for me, I don't think it would affect me because I'm not a type of guy that's going to go for this. But for somebody in rural America up north where Starlink beta outed, and considering, most people don't have good access, I think that this would work, but there is a problem. And Sneed brings up a really good point, and I'm going to highlight it, and then I'll get your reaction in this. Sneed writes, it really brings down the value. I think the demand was high. Peep wanted it. Home ISPs are trash and sometimes too expensive. They treat their customers like crap, so they want to leave. So you bring up a very fair point. By bringing in T-Mobile with this whole, marketing scheme and crap, it would work. It would work for better people with ISP, especially with Starlink. You definitely don't want to go Starlink. So I got to ask your reaction. What do you make of this?
As far as the upcharge, I get why they did it. You know, I understand why they increase. You know, they have to pay for a upgraded nationwide network. You know, I was thinking about this when they did it. I was thinking, oh, I'm glad they didn't charge $75. You know, it's only $10 more. Yeah, it's an upcharge. It's kind of like what AT&T does with their bills. You know, I think if people are fed up with their home ISP, I think they're going to pay that extra 60. New customers, they may not even balk at it. I was upset. I was upset at Spectrum a little bit ago because they tried to charge me something that I didn't need to be charged for. So I had to, you know, talk to a billing specialist, and so it's like, oh, we'll take that off your bill in 30 days. I'm like, really?
Yeah, 30 days. Nah, you can't do that. Yeah, and if you look at here, I could vouch for this marketing here, because I do appreciate that they do mention that Verizon Files, even though they do have a fixed price, you do pay for what you get. They charge you extra for the Wi-Fi equipment, unless of course you buy your own setup, which of course can run you hundreds of dollars. So you're better off just renting it through them. But I also like the fact that they go in on Comcast, because Comcast, for me, I mean, it's getting better, but it's still nowhere near anything. I mean, it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. My next question, though, is how it relates back to the Uncarrier, because they marketed this as a new breakthrough in home internet, and obviously it's just cellular spectrum being linked to a gateway and probably giving you N41, maybe 72, I don't know. So I guess for you, because you're an engineer, so you work with this kind of stuff, where does this fit in, not just with consumers, but like the marketing of T-Mobile going forward? How does this play in? Because then you've got T-Vision, so you've got cellular, you've got like a nice bundle that you could start to kind of create or make some kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So here's another reason why they increased the price. And I don't know if anybody's kind of agrees with me or not, but they increased the price for business. Think about it. The businesses are going to use the internet now. So in a way that justifies the price, because T-Mobile knows that the businesses are going to pay that 60 or whatever or more, whatever they're going to pay for the internet, right? Plus the number of services. So it's kind of like an anticipation game. We're going to launch this because we know our customers, our businesses are going to pay for this, right? That's just how it is. That's the wireless carriers to me are like a gambling table, right? You still there? Okay, I guess he dropped off. So wireless carriers to me are like a gambling table, meaning...
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Meaning they will gamble what they think is best for them, right? Sometimes it's a great gamble for customers. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a lose-lose. Sometimes it's a lose-win. Sometimes it's a win-win. This case, I think it's a lose-win. Lose-win meaning the win part being T-Mobile gets to make a little bit extra money for the network. They know the businesses are going to pay for it. It's a lose on the side of the consumers because they're because it's now 60 a month. You know, it could have been worse. It could have been 75. It could have been 100. At least it's the problem with this, as I see, is this: if they could do 60, is it going to be 65 next year? Is it going to be 70? You know, I hope they keep it at this price point. Let me mention something else. How many Uncarrier moves has been done since Mike was in office? I think only one.
I would argue 0.
Yeah, it's officially, but been one. By now John would have done at least 10 or 5.
Yeah.
This is good for people that Let me make another point. The home internet, if you have good cell phone coverage for T-Mobile in your area, and if you've been bombasted by the AT&T DSL, or if you're just moving into an area that you can't get DSL anyway, so this is a great option, right? they're not maintaining the DSL lines anymore. I'll use a case. My brother has AT&T DSL. His lines are suffering. His internet disconnects every 10 minutes because they don't do any repairs on the DSL lines anymore. So this might be an option for him.
I think there is potential here with this. I think there is some potential. But one of the bigger reasons, and next point I want to mention about the Uncarrier, why I think they're shedding their skin from that. But before I talk about that, I think with the home internet, I like that it does offer some very good speeds. I think Sneed has shown in his videos. Sneed Mobile Tech, with your permission, of course, I would like to pull up a video. Of course, never like copyright strikes, so ask permission before you use. So, I do like that it does give him a little bit better. Sometimes there is congestion, so that's one thing they got to work out. But I think at this point, it is a good, liable solution, depending on where you live. Of course, it is not widely available. It's still rolling out, so people will have to wait for this to come out. But one of the things you touched up on, and I really like that you brought it up, was the price hike. Are they going to change it from here to there? Now, if it's a necessary price change, like, we're building out more towers and stuff, then I can understand, $5 more because we'll give you a little bit extra speeds and stuff like that. Okay, I'll take that. But if it's going to be like how every other internet provider does it, then you're not different at all. So I'm really glad.
I guarantee you in 10 years, it ain't going to be the same price in 10 years. I guarantee that.
Oh, yeah, it's probably not even going to be the same price in 1 year from now. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. And another thing is, I'm glad you brought up Mike Sievert, because that was my next reason about the Uncarrier. So I don't know if you remember, but when Mike Sievert came to T-Mobile, or when he became announced as a new CEO, and I'm going to pull up this Eugene-looking mofo, when he was first announced as to take over. Ugh, so beautiful. Look at the wrinkles and details in his face. It just screams of loserville.
It just screams dad image right there.
It screams the idiot. It screams an idiot. Because when he was announced that he was taking over for John Ledger, he was going to be the new CEO. Do you remember everything people were saying? They said he was technically the guy who started the Uncarrier. He was the guy behind the marketing. He was the guy that was basically John would answer and stuff like that, and he was everything. Yeah, they made this man sound like he really was the game changer that John Ledger wasn't. I'm gonna say, how long has he been CEO? A year now?
Since April of last year, so about a year.
Okay, he's approaching a year. So he's approaching a year, and I'm going to tell you guys, and this is not a shocker, I don't like Mike Sievert. And no, it's not because of the way he looks. No, it's not any of that. I don't judge person by their looks. Although, to be fair, this is just reeking of Eugene. No, I'm not going to bash somebody because of who they look like. I mean, I do that on my off days, but not here. But the reason that I also say it's Uncarrier is because he has done nothing, in my opinion, to mention anything Uncarrier. Now, I'll give him credit where credit is due. He is a very good speaker. He can speak. He's a robotic telemachine, so he can speak. But that's how PR guys are like. But I wanted to do something. So while you talk about Mike Sievert and stuff, I want to pull up his first ever. I'm going to pull up on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for this, but you know what? If I get copyrighted, I'll take the video, download it, and just put it somewhere. But I'm going to show you guys Mike Sievert's first live stream. I'm going to get to a part here with the Scam Shield. There was a Scam Shield event. He did a full event where they announced Scam Shield. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, but I want you guys to pay close attention. So, Zero Cool, go ahead while I look for it. What do you think of Mike Sievert?
I think the thing with Mike is that he knows. See, the difference between a Mike and John Ledger was Mike has more of a, here's what I need to do to make the business profitable, successful. John was, he needed to get the message out that T-Mobile is a player and a force to be reckoned with, and the best value and the best, customer service, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a difference between the two. Like a message and profitability are two separate things. Like either John was good at the message, but Mike is good at the whole, this is what we need to do to make the business profitable, raise CapEx, build out a network, and you see that, and that's, on the network side we see it. We see, strides, right?
Yeah.
It's just a different approach that carriers will, I'm sorry, that CEOs will use. I mean, we could say the same thing about Randall and John Stanky, or
Yeah.
but I think I do like what Mike is doing. I just want more of it. Like I want more capex. I want more of a focus on the network. I want Tim to kind of take what we're doing and kind of turn it up to 100. I think we can go much faster. I think we have the capability to go much faster on what we're doing.
But there's just one problem with Mike Sievert. He is everything that John Ledger fought against. He is everything that John Ledger said he wasn't going to be.
Right, but you have to take into account is this. So the whole reason why John was the way he is to get customers switched over to T-Mobile, to get customers in the door. Think about it. With no customers, there's no profits. There's no network expansion. They went from number 4 to number 2. That's very hard to do, right? They beat out AT&T, right? So that's John's purpose. It's a twofold purpose. Now that they have the customers, now they can focus on profitability because why? The customers are, paying into it. They're paying into the carrier. It's just good business sense. If I let's say I'm trying to I don't know, like market a radio, for example. It's the best sounding radio. It's so crystal clear. I don't want people to use it, now people have used it, now people can buy it, type of thing. Like, so, it's just, you go from a marketing to a profit, type of outlook. And that's just how it is. I mean, any CEO would do it. The thing with, when John first started, nobody liked T-Mobile. I mean, no one did. No one trusted T-Mobile. No one had any trust because when I would go down a highway, I was seeing HSPA to GSM back and forth. Couldn't make calls. It's just. But now we see because of what both CEOs did. We see the fruits of their labor. We see high speeds. We see great coverage. That's going to continue more of that. We see products rolled out, the T-Vision, the home internet.
Well, the T-Vision, they had to roll it out. They released it in a beta that didn't work. So I'll give him that. But I think this is the part I was looking for in the live stream. I want you to guys take a look at this. Tell me if you can hear it. Let me know if you can. If not, you can watch it. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll give you the timestamp. I think it's still in here. This was when they were announcing their Q&A session. I believe there's something here. Let me check it out, see if it's in here. Oh, wow, they actually took it out. Oh, wow, they actually took it out.
They take it out.
So, okay. So, I think it's right here. Hold on. I think it got to probably go a little further. Here. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Can you hear it?
I see no video. No.
If you can't hear it, write down in the live chat. Did you hear that? Okay, no. So I'm going to leave a link, guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description. I'm going to put it in the live chat. I want you to go to this timestamp and tell me. I'm going to put it here in the live chat. This is the timestamp, 3152 or 3150 to be exact. I want you guys to watch that when you get a chance and then come back if you can. But in this video, the first thing that Mike Sievert says as CEO in his first event, the first thing he says, I have to say some stuff because of my lawyers. Now, time out.
Yeah.
When the hell did John Ledger ever come out and say, my lawyers told me to tell this and that? Number one, if you're going to disclaim some stuff, guys, and let me know if you guys have seen the clip and then I'll explain further. Even if you're a CEO of a company, you don't give away You don't put it in bold where the world can hear it, because then that makes people think you're not a CEO that listens to people. You're just a stereotype puppet. And for me, when I saw that as my first impressions of Mike Sievert, I was like, this is completely everything that, John Ledger was not. And I get it. He has done some good. I'm not going to rip on Mike Sievert, but he is not. He will never be. And I'm not going to compare him. But he will never be John Ledger. He just is not John Ledger. And nobody ever will be. So I can't hold it against him either. But with that said, you have the ability to be your own guy. You have your ability to be your own thing. And when I see him on Twitter trying to be tough like John, trying to sell merchandise like John, trying to do things that John Ledger did, I'm like, dude, you got to stop. If you were more of yourself, if you were more wholesome in presenting to your viewers, maybe we could understand you better. But the fact that you're going out of your way to make beanie hats, turtlenecks, the fact that you're trying to rip off the leather jacket scheme is annoying. And it's rubbing me the wrong way in every direction of the word. So for me, my first impressions when I saw that, I thought it was a joke. And that's just me. But like I said, I gave him a chance. We're almost at the year mark. Just because I make fun of him, just because I troll him, doesn't mean that I'm not still giving this guy a chance.
Do you think he's more of himself now than like a year ago?
I don't think so.
Really?
Every time I watch a conference, it's the same kind of vibe.
Thing?
It's the same thing. Like if you mean like if he was different from when his first conference to his latest, the only thing that I saw change was maybe the way he was acting. But again, you're going to be, that's what people do. You read off a script, you're going to be telling things, but at least if you're going to act, you could at least make it feel make it feel wholesome, like make it feel real. And for me, I could see his eyes moving with the teleprompter, and I'm like, dude, you're not being real. You're just reading off what they're telling you to say.
So it's, I mean, you're okay with T-Mobile, what they do, but you just don't like how the CEO acts per se. Is that kind of like what you're getting at?
Basically, presenting.
Do you think that if the CEO was more genuine, more relatable to the customers, do you think that would have the product base grow and get more sales and more, yeah, okay.
Absolutely, yes. I think if you can link your personality, if you can link your behaviors with the consumers by giving them building a trust that you're on the same level as them and you're not going to do anything. Now, obviously, it's in a perfect world that would never happen, but it's all marketing. It's all publicity. But if you could do it right, it could be done. So
if Mike Sievert says I got a bridge to buy in Brooklyn, would you believe him?
And what?
If Mike says I got a bridge to buy in Brooklyn, would you believe him?
Hell no.
Hashtag Sneed.
He go buy that Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, that's my other issue with the Uncarrier, because Mike Sievert is nothing close to Uncarrier. He's nowhere near that.
I don't think there's gonna be any more. I mean, me personally speaking, I'm fine with no more Uncarrier moves. As long as they say, hey, we have products and service for the customer. This is what our price points are at. This is how it's going to benefit the customer. Here's how we're going to spend our network. Here's how we're going to spend our portfolio. I'm fine with that. We don't need to give away, Happy Meals and Dunkin' Donuts coffee. That's fine. It's all good, but we're not in the business to do that. We're a wireless business. We're not a barista. But
a barista.
Yeah, I mean, I make some good coffee.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
right
100%.
100%. This is caramel almond medium roast. It's good.
Hey, that's some good stuff.
California style, man.
I love me some California coffee and maybe some donuts too. They have them good donuts. But yeah, that's just me with Mike Sievert. But the last reason, and I think this is the one that you can really talk about, is their cellular performance, their capacity on the network. I got to be honest. What's up?
We are Well, yeah, go ahead. Finish your point, then I'll chime in. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say that I was I was under the impression that T-Mobile, by merging with Sprint, not only in taking their debt but also just getting their network capacity. I thought maybe they were going to expand, do a lot more better, because the current status of T-Mobile at the time wasn't bad, but it was starting to show its age. So that's why you merge with another carrier and absorb, their equity, absorb their capacity, etc. And what baffles me is that not only are there no real benefits to this merger, but it's amazing that a lot of people think that there's still something to come out of this. Now, I'm sure there's probably something going to come out of it eventually. We'll get there. But I want to show you something here. I want to actually show you a speed test that was done by one of our good friends, Tito, who most of you guys now know as the Nerdiest Podcast. Shout out, Tito. He is a Metro by T-Mobile customer. So as you know, Metro is technically under the T-Mobile umbrella, and they just use their cellular towers, their cellular bandwidth. And I want to show you guys here. I'm going to pull up the video. The full screen too big. Okay, there we go. This is Tito testing in his area in Arizona of Metro by T-Mobile 5G. Have a look. This is his. Now, again, all credit to Tito. This is his video. This is not mine. So, again, if you want to check it out, also, I will retweet it out live so he sees that I'm watching.
Is that five? I can't.
It's 580. It's 585 down, and upload is 76.1. So I'm gonna try to pause it where he stops. So let me see if I can. If there was a way for me to enlarge the video, again, it would be so much better if I had
try the those arrows to the right. Yeah.
Does that work? Nah, that didn't do anything. Did it work?
Okay. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I need a trackpad. Again, I need my trackpad. But basically, his download and upload speeds on a prepaid network, especially we're under the T-Mobile umbrella, is outperforming. I repeat, outperforming the general network, T-Mobile itself. And to prove it, I'm going to pull up here another screenshot from one of the group chats we're in, where they did a test on the T-Mobile cellular. And I want you to comment on this. I want to get your opinion on this. They did a speed test. If I can find it here. Again, they send so much stuff. I gotta start saving my stuff from now on. And I see you with them bacon wrapped scallops. Come on now.
I decided to kick it home a little bit.
Here it is. No. Sorry, wrong picture. There we go. Okay, here it is. Now, to be fair, the readings are actually not bad. They're actually pretty close. But again, this is, again, in PA, but significant difference. Now, take into consideration, this is T-Mobile, and what we saw before was Metro by T-Mobile, a prepaid. So prepaid, postpaid. So I need your reaction. And again, it all depends on location, so we got to disclaim it out the door. But I need to ask you, how does that look when, the postpaid is getting better speeds than the prepaid?
It's on the same tower?
I'm going to have to follow up with the user who sent this photo. So
That's what I want to know.
I'm going to follow up. I'm going to ask them. But I'm going to assume no. I'm probably going to assume no.
Okay. Here's what my whole thing is. As long as you're... I don't really... I mean, this is just my opinion, okay? To me, it's not really... If one test gets like 300 or 400 and one test gets 500 or 600, whatever. To me, it's about what we call an RF world. It's called RF baseline. If you get a average downlink throughput of, let's say, 300 megabytes, that quality of service for what you want to do, if it's doable for what your use case is, what you're trying to achieve on mobility, you're fine just at that level. If you get 400 or 500, whatever, great, okay? The problem in RF is congestion. Now, if you get below speeds of like 100, 200, if you're below baseline, because we have to measure that with KPIs, then that's the problem. Anything above baseline is gravy, Okay, so that's how I look at it. I look at, are we achieving RF baselines in your downlink and your uplink?
Fair point. Very fair. You know what? I'll give you that. I just think for me, personally, if I'm paying for a postpaid network that's supposed to give me the full experience, I would like it to be, a little bit better. But I mean, 300 is workable. It is definitely workable.
Yeah.
I won't deny they have made some improvements. T-Mobile definitely has made some improvements, but they got to do a lot more. And one of the biggest areas, and this will be my final roundup of me talking about the whole why they're going away from Uncarrier, and then we'll move on to MobileX. That was my last story for the night. But I think in summary, to round it all up, is that they need the capacity. And if you saw the C-band auction, they didn't do too well in the C-band auction. They got scraps. But they couldn't. They had too much debt. They just could not get enough, auction for C-band. So was I surprised at that? No. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think what I'm really pleased at, like I said, the backhaul stuff is coming hopefully second half of this year, but the increase in bandwidth, right? We're going from 40 to 60 to 80 to 100 megahertz channels. Mm-hmm. And we did that like pretty stinking fast, right? So we are trying to move as fast as possible. And we know where the areas of congestion are at. Sometimes, yes, the backhaul does take a while. But the thing that's going to be the most growing pains is getting new towers up, Mm-hmm. And it's just, I think, I guess my point is that, to have the capacity, it does take a little bit of time. I know everybody wants it overnight and whatnot. It's just, I wish it was, but it takes three things. The three magic ingredients. One's backhaul, two is bandwidth, and three is density. Absolutely. Those are the three magic ingredients that you need for a great clustered network. Okay. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and I will tell you, New York is one of the biggest hotspots for T-Mobile, along with LA, Florida, Texas, Houston to be exact. So those are the areas I would expect them to make the biggest upgrades. So I'm hoping to see that in the near future. And I definitely think they're finally starting to buy in with ultra wideband, because now they just released 5G ultra capacity, whatever they call it. And I think that's pretty much just millimeter wave. So at least it's about time you got on board with that when you said you weren't going to do it. So, hey, better late than never. Happy about that, though.
Yeah, I'm still here. I just gotta stand up for a second.
No problem. No problem. But to round it up off, basically to answer the question of tonight's stream is T-Mobile shedding away from Uncarrier? Absolutely. They are definitely shedding away. That is a John Ledger legacy name. That is something that can never be duplicated. Yeah. And the way that they're heading right now, they're going in the way of every other cellular company out there, like AT&T and Verizon. And you know what? It is a shame. It is sad that they are going to go in that route. But at the same breath, I'm not really that mad. Like, I know people are probably expecting me to go hammer, but I'm not that mad. And the reason why I'm probably not that mad or probably upset is because I kind of saw that coming. You know what I mean? Like, I knew they were heading down this route. And, I do like what they have to offer, though. But I think they have a lot of work to do to keep going up. And, Verizon right now is the king here on top. And, you really try to go at it. And at the end of the day, for me, you really need to keep working and stop pushing all the cringy stuff and just keep working on your networks. You spend so much money on Super Bowl ads instead of buying generators and things like that. For me, those are things that make me don't like T-Mobile. When they can't prioritize their customers first, like in that sense during a national emergency, when their capacity is just exceeds the demand, and most of all is they just, they're trying to do things that just aren't, not a carrier would do. But I do hope that they improve in the future. But I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked that they're going away from Uncarrier. It's a shame, but what are you gonna do?
You want to know something worse? That's than this whole then how you feel about T-Mobile maybe is going to be Dish Network. Think about it. They're supposed to
Ooh.
build out, percentage of whatever. I think it's 2023 or something, but they keep on doing all these deals and stuff. I'm not seeing, where are the tower builds? Where's the first market launch, right? Where's that at? I swear, like I don't think they can. I'll be surprised if they can do their build out deadline met, without
Yeah.
harping on it, without partnering with like Amazon or somebody, I think Dish is in a lot worse shape than anybody else.
No, absolutely. So we'll see. I'll be monitoring. I'll definitely be keeping my eye on T-Mobile. And like I said, guys, that is the end of the Uncarrier for T-Mobile. So yeah, that's just what happens. But we'll see what happens in the future. We'll see where they go. But last story, and then we're done. I don't want to be on here for too long. Zero Cool, I know you're busy and I'm busy, so let's get this right out of the way. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So I don't know if you guys in the Steam Mobile Tech community are familiar with a man named Peter Adderton. Please tell me I said that right.
Yeah, Adderton.
Adderton, thank you. I imagine if he's watching this video, he's probably gonna say, "This stupid kid can't even say my name."
Peter Adderton.
But if you guys aren't familiar with Peter Adderton, I am following him. Steam Tech follows him. I think everybody follows him. He is a beast. He is a G. Anybody watching this live stream, I urge you to screen record this segment and post it on Twitter and tag Peter Adderton. Peter Adderton, my name is Technoid. Follow me on Twitter, please. You are a G, my man. You are a gangster. This dude is...
His profile pic looks like he's been spending too much time in a building.
I know. He's got to update that. But still, dude, you are a beast. This man every day has a feast with T-Mobile, Verizon, everybody. And this man ain't wrong. For me, I thought, yeah, he's just mad as I'm. No, this dude is a god when it comes to like spitting facts. This dude is a G. He talks trash about Dish. He talks trash about Verizon. But it's for a good reason. So, Peter Adderton, Adderton, I swear. Peter, you are a G, my man. Please follow me. But also, what you're doing now, setting up the next quote-unquote big thing, because he was originally the founder of Boost Mobile America. And he is actually working on a brand new cellular service called MobileX. And that's why I want to talk about MobileX, and we'll finish the show. It's going up, Kaizi. MobileX is supposed to be an all-new service that will basically be what you pay for. Basically, what we expect in cellular, but it's supposed to be a lot more better because Peter's been promoting it heavily. I think I pulled up a tweet one day, and I was asking him about it, and I think he responded. I had asked him, is this going to be, easy for people to use? Is this going to, what is this plan dedicated for, basically, was my question. And he responded, which I appreciate that he reached out, and I'm glad that he did. So here was the tweet. I'll read it to you. People are asking me to shut down a 3G Sprint network and churn in the effect, but it will be on Boost Mobile isn't good for MobileX. Yes, it is. But I am more concerned about the loss of revenue for Boost dealers and the disruption of Boost customers who will be impacted. MobileX will earn the trust of customers based on our brand, our platform, and our ability to serve them better than any carrier or MVNO, unlike T-Mobile, who know their customers will churn and they are wanting, like sharks, waiting to pronounce this is not the spirit of divestiture, and then whatever. I'm sorry, I'm tired. But then I messaged him and said, I like your ambitions and what you're going to try to do. My only question is, will you cater to the older generation, like my mother and father, for example, who are much older than me and are looking for less expense and simple plans? And which he responded, MobileX is designed for everyone and anyone's unique need. So it seems that this MobileX is going to be something of a big deal. And if you look at the marketing on it, look at what he writes. The only thing unlimited about your service is the bullcrap they tell you. The truth is out and it's coming. So I got to ask you, are you excited for MobileX? Because I actually am kind of excited.
I want to. I haven't paid barely any attention to them. I don't know what their price plans are going to be. I think it's going to be an MVNO of somebody or what? Are they just going to be their own prepaid provider or what's the?
I think it's going to be. I'm hearing about that. Sneed Mobile Tech talked a lot about it in his video. I'm going to be making my own follow up in the days to come from MobileX. But from what I was able to gather, I think it's going to be a combination. It's going to be use one of the MVMOs, and I don't know if it's going to be prepaid or postpaid. I think it's probably going to be prepaid. But again,
Yeah,
I don't know. There's
that's what
not a
I'm
lot of
thinking.
details. But there's not a lot of details right now. So they're still in the current startup. So we'll wait and see how far they go with the startup. And Max, again, we're also in the dark. So we'll find out just as much as you. So when I hear something, I'm going to post about it. So definitely tune in if you want to hear more when I get the latest scoop. Siova, it is great to have you. It is an honor. Great to see you tonight. But it seems that Peter is going in a different direction, and it seems like this is this kind of style that we need, especially for marketing, but also if a cellular company could give you the performance and everything. You know what I mean?
I think he's going to be a prepaid MVNO of T-Mobile, and if he's going to knock T-Mobile like that, I think that's the wrong message.
I don't know if it's going to be T-Mobile. I don't think it would be, because if you're
You
going to
don't think
use
so?
T-Mobile, I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be either
AT&T?
AT&T or Verizon, one of the two.
I don't
Well,
know. I want to count
yeah,
Verizon out
maybe not
because
Verizon. Okay, maybe AT&T.
yeah,
Maybe AT&T.
I'm thinking maybe more AT&T. I would probably count out Verizon because they already have the Yahoo and the Visible.
Yeah.
AT&T, AT&T they just they'll take money from anybody, right? So and since he's dogging T-Mobile so much, I want to say that he's probably going to most likely be with AT&T at this point. I don't think his relationship with Mike Sievert is all that great.
Oh
That's at least
no,
at
no,
least
no,
right.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of thinking more like a prepaid with AT&T, which that would be nice. I could see them
No,
doing
yeah.
that.
No, he is, like I said, Peter Addison is a G. If you see his Twitter, dude, he will be calling out, literally, literally calling out T-Mobile every day. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like you bring the turkey wing on Thanksgiving, you rip it right off, and then just that's him when
You
he's on
should ask
Twitter.
him. Can you ask him like, are you going to be MVNO of AT&T or something? Or?
Um, you know, that's a good idea. So let's do a live tweet. Let's do a live tweet. Let's do a live tweet, ladies and gentlemen. So let's
I mean,
at
if you
him. I did add him earlier, so let's see if he responds 2 times. So we're gonna go. Hey Peter, will Mobile X be an MVNO? Is that how I do it?
yeah, MVNO
Oh, I
at
spelled that wrong.
AT&T. I think it's going to be AT&T. I would just phrase it at AT&T. At AT&T.
I'm just curious. I'm gonna put all three in. I'm just gonna do that, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So people are literally going to see, and I just got notified. Thank you, Kimon. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the retweet. I saw that. But yeah, so we'll wait for his response. That's the first time I've ever done a live tweet. That's the first time ever. So this is the first thing for everything.
I
So
think his pricing will be extremely compatible or competition wise with the
yeah.
metros and everybody.
Well, I'm excited for it. I really want to see what he brings to the table. I really want to see whether or not he is the disruptor that he claims he's going to market this stuff as. Because if his personality is going at these guys, but for the right reason, and then your company comes in and destroy, like, I'm not expecting him to make a big dent right out of the gate, but give us some time, market it up. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited. And I will definitely leave a link to the tweet that I posted in this live stream, and we can await his response. But I'm excited for Mobile X. I can't wait to see what he does with it, and I really wish it best because I honestly wouldn't doubt myself from trying it out as well. I wouldn't pass myself. I mean, I like Verizon stuff, but I'd give it a shot just to see what it offers. You know what I mean?
If I'll try it if he prices it below Mint Mobile, like $10 a month.
Probably. And give us an unlimited plan with data and stuff like that. Hey, boom, we're good.
Oh my gosh, I would love to have a carrier do that. $10 a month, unlimited everything, plus hotspot. Yeah.
That would be so perfect.
That'll be
But hey, man.
nice.
Alrighty, but with that said, we are done for the night. So guys, that is it for our live stream. Now, quickly, wait, I know you guys like to run. Before I have to do this real quick. So I said it in my last live stream. If you guys have not seen already, Rogue Energy has announced a brand new marketing scheme. We have brand new. We've here. I'm gonna pull it up right here. They have all new redesigned shakers, same good tasting flavor, but all new design. That is going to be amazing. Omar, unfortunately, I cannot answer that question on live stream tonight as I am doing a sole topic, but I will answer that question at another time. So definitely come back probably next episode, and I will be happy to answer your question. But real quick, guys, Rogue Energy, all new design, new flavors, new expansion. Check them out. Go to rogueenergy.com. Check them out. Get yourself a flavor. Use the promo code Technoid. Save yourself 10% off. I'll put the link in there. Use Technoid again and find your favorite flavor. All natural, all healthy, all that good stuff. And with that said, we are done. So again, I want to thank Zero Cool for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate. Thank you, guys, for putting the link in. Guys, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you all joining me tonight. If you enjoyed this live stream, hit the like button. If you dislike this live stream, you can hit that dislike button because guess what? It helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next episode. Have a great day, everyone, and peace!